Hey Capricorn, hope you're all doing well. This is going to be a general reading for the zodiac sign of Capricorn. Can be Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, of course, if that applies. Don't get hung up on anything that doesn't. Check out some of your other placements. Right off the bat, you have Temperance, Justice, and the Nine of Wands. So I think I just did Sagittarius reading with a completely different deck, by the way, and some of the similar energy here. So you could definitely be dealing with a Sagittarius since you have Temperance coming out. You could be Sagittarius, Capricorn, cusp. Also have some Libra energy here. Knight of Pentacles, more Earth energy. I'm getting somebody here that has been working on a plan for a long time. Capricorn, Knight of Wands. Wow. Okay, so I'm getting two people here, Capricorn. I'm getting two people that have a rapport with each other, but operate in really different ways. That operate in really, I don't want to say opposite. They just have different, completely different ways of going about getting things done. And I get that it's like two people, they have good intentions, both of them. But one energy is a really tolerant energy, like an accepting, tolerant, I want to say peaceful energy. And then there's another energy that's very, like I said, the intentions are still good. Integrity is good. All of that is there, but they operate from more of a right or wrong. Someone's really concerned with what's right and what's wrong, and someone's just really concerned with keeping the peace, keeping things, temperate, peaceful. Like, it doesn't matter if your cup is more full than mine. I'm still going to give you what I have. And someone else here is like, well, you have more than me, so you give me, what you have. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's somebody here who's just like, let's just share and let's just be equal. And somebody here who's like, no, somebody here who's like, let's just share and be happy, and it doesn't matter who has what. And then there's someone else here who's like, no, it needs to be fair, it needs to be equal, it needs to be balanced. And it's like, what it's causing in this situation is seeming like two people are at odds or at cross purposes, but they're not. They come from a place that's the same. They just do things in a different way. If that makes sense. So I know it's really specific, Capricorn, but I see two people here. I see one person. It's almost like the tortoise and the hare. And we'll clarify this a little bit more. It's almost like the tortoise and the hare, where one person has a slow, steady, pace, and the other person is impulsive and, whatever, all over the place kind of energy. And I'm not saying that there's a winner and a loser here. It's just two totally different ways of going about something. And with this Nine of Wands being in the center here, it's causing this situation where at least somebody in the equation feels really hopeless about it, like feels really stressed out about it, feels like they constantly have to, someone here feels like they constantly have to protect themselves, constantly have to defend themselves. Somebody here is like fought so many battles, and it could be needless battles, Capricorn. We're going to clarify this, that they're like they're just completely, there's no fight left in them. There's somebody here who has no fight left in them, that the best thing they can do at this time is just defend themselves, is put up a wall and not let anybody else in. So let's clarify some of this. It's like somebody here who doesn't matter their best efforts, their best intentions, their most peaceful presentation, their most loyal, steadfast, dependable approach gets them nowhere. And they're like done with it. Yeah, Eight of Wands. Okay, we'll take all these. Two of Pentacles, Four of Wands and Seven of Wands. Yeah, for some of you, you know, whoever it is in this equation, it has to do with some sort of foundation. So it can be a marriage, it can be a partnership. I'm definitely seeing, you know, a couple here. I wasn't getting that energy from the beginning. I was getting more of like maybe a same-sex sort of contention. So whether it could be two siblings, you know, two brothers, two sisters, or I don't know, it's the best example I have right now. Wasn't getting a love relationship, but you do have the Four of Wands here, and there's a couple on this. You have the Two of Pentacles here. You have the Eight of Wands. So it's like there's somebody here who's just had so much coming at them, trying to juggle so much, maybe even just juggle so much between home and work. That's definitely a situation here between home and work that they're just tapped out. They're just done. They just can't do anything else except try to go into hiding a little bit, hope that people leave them alone, you know, hope that no one comes towards them, hope that nobody, you know, asks them for anything, hope that nobody needs anything from them, because they're done. They've just been juggling too much for too long. They could have a job in communications for some of you here, I'm not sure. But it's almost like someone doesn't know what to do anymore. They don't know if the effort that they've put in, they don't know if the investment they've made into a person or into a situation or into something is worth the effort that it has taken. It's worth the reward that's come out of it. It's worth the gains, you know, that they stand to reap or haven't reaped because of it. Yeah, so you could have a, you got a Queen of Cups here. So you'd be dealing with a water sign female, could be significant in this situation. This could be a mother figure. And you have the Six of Cups here. So somebody could be dealing with a really childish energy here, or just reminiscing on maybe it was a time either when they or their person was more, I want to say more emotionally available for some of you out there. There's a lot of daydream involved with this card here. There's a lot of reminiscing. There's a lot of sentimentality with this here. There's a feeling of like this ideal person that somebody had, and reminiscing on that. Yeah, the Queen of Swords, it's like somebody thought someone was one way and they're really a completely opposite way here. And again, for those of you that were relating to it being like at odds with, you know, a sibling, a family member, a friend, a coworker, something like that, of people who maybe have the right idea, the coming from the same place, but just their approach is completely different. It's a similar thing here. This could be somebody that's been in your life since childhood, that you just have two opposite ways of going about things, two opposite approaches to things, two opposite structures for something like that. And for, you know, for someone else in this equation, it's like a feeling of getting involved with someone and believing they were a certain way, romanticizing them a certain way, idealizing them a certain way, and then realizing that they're actually kind of the opposite of what the ideal was. Like thinking someone is warm and caring and protective and loving and nurturing, and they're actually cold and unkind and cruel. Those are extremes, of course. It doesn't have to be that they were a good person, but they turned out to be a bad person. It's just being different from what someone thought. Someone's sentimental about what they thought somebody was. Yeah, so you got King of Pentacles here. You have Capricorn energy. It's like somebody here is I don't want to say that they're dissatisfied with things right now. It's not a feeling of dissatisfaction, but it's a feeling of like disgruntled a little bit. Not even discouraged, but it's like there's somebody here who feels like they have genuinely put their best foot forward. They've genuinely acted with care. They've genuinely acted with fairness. They've genuinely acted in these ways, but they keep being met with opposition. They keep finding themselves having to defend themselves. They keep finding themselves having to build a wall. They keep finding themselves having to juggle things, to have more on their plate maybe than they can handle, to keep a foundation, steady and solid, maybe even to put in all of the work towards something. And it's like, it's not like they're fed up. They're just kind of like, whatever at this point. Yeah, you got the World here and you got the Four of Pentacles. This person is ready for something bigger. They're ready to get out of this cycle, but I almost wonder if they can't, because there's somebody here who's too closed off. There's somebody here who's massively closed off, and whether it's for good reasons or bad reasons, or if it's in their own mind that they need to be closed off, but there's somebody here who has built a wall around themselves. They've closed themselves off to who they are. They've closed themselves off so other people can't really see them, and it's almost like they're stuck in this fantasy land, in this reminiscing, in this nostalgia. That's what I want to say. There's somebody here who's feels like they're constantly juggling, who feels like they're constantly communicating and doing things, but they might not realize that they're actually not doing anything effective here, that they're really just sitting and reminiscing. They're really stuck in nostalgia, and it's like they want to do something big. Somebody here wants to do something huge. And it's like, okay, acting with integrity, acting with what you think is, peace and whatever, that might be all well and good, but there's something missing here. There's like more action needed, not just a plan, but I don't know, actual action here. But somebody here is too closed off. They're too closed. Their energy is too closed off. They're not letting people in. They're not sharing things. They're not, they're working at cross purposes within themselves. They're trying too hard to balance an image for some people here. And they're wondering if what they've invested in, if the time and effort and energy that they've invested into this image, into this foundation, into this, whatever it is, they're wondering if that's been worth it to them, because what they dreamed of and what they thought of, it turned out the opposite of that. And they want to be the boss. They want to be in charge. They want to do something great. They want to be significant in some way, but it could be that they're too greedy. It could be that they're too selfish. It could be that they're too closed off. Like there's something like that here. Somebody's missing something because they've like built a fortress around themselves somehow, because their plan is met with opposition. I'm going to get a couple more cards for you, Capricorn. And again, it could just be, there could be childhood friends here that aren't seeing eye to eye. There could be siblings here that aren't seeing eye. There could be brothers not seeing eye to eye. There could be sisters. If there's brothers, they work at cross purposes. They have two different approaches. If there's sisters, or maybe sisters that aren't even talking to each other. Friends that aren't even talking to each other. Friends that aren't even acknowledging each other. Something like that. King of Cups, yeah. I just get a lot of lonely energy because people are not seeing eye to eye. People working against each other, people ignoring one another, people not cooperating with one another. And it's like there's this I'm getting a masculine energy that's like sitting out here all alone. feeling alone, feeling closed off, feeling cut off, feeling the weight of the world, feeling like things are, you know, I don't know what. Reminiscing, you know, is a huge thing here. Wondering if they've, you know, done the right thing, how to move forward, do the right thing. Yeah. Heavy masculine energy that feels alone. Feels like feels like he's under attack. And it could just be imaginary. Like I said, there's definitely an energy of somebody who tries to operate from a good place. And I believe that their intentions are good. But they may play the victim a little bit too much. They may be struggling with some, you know, not being very clear mentally and feeling like they're under attack or feeling they need to guard themselves or be defensive. I'm saying they're very determined that their intentions are good, which is great, but how they're going about things might not be the best way. And perhaps they're not actually taking action where they think they are, and maybe they're a little bit too daydreamy or a little bit too, you know, lost in reverie a little bit here and just imagining that people are attacking them. But maybe they're being a little bit closed off here. So I don't know, Capricorn. Hopefully that resonated with some of you. I know it was a little bit all over the place, but there's just a lot of people here, like I said, working at cross purposes, not seeing eye to eye, ignoring each other, feeling like they're all coming from a good place, but maybe, you know, not finding any common ground. So anyway, thanks for watching. Give the video a thumbs up if it resonated, like, comment, share, subscribe, all those awesome things. And hopefully I will see you guys again soon. Bye-bye.